It's official. Spring has sprung. And I say that as if it's not, you know, still 50 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and it did snow a few days ago. But the vibes are there, and it will be warm soon. With spring comes ye olde spring cleaning, of course. And as I've been going through some of my stuff that I no longer need or want, of course, I have found stuff that I'm like, hang on, what could I do with this? One thing in particular was this lovely 2000s Tuscan Mom bed comforter. I thrifted this with the intent of using the fabric, and I didn't really know what I was going to use it for, but I knew it was going to be for something. And looking at it recently, a thought sprung into my mind. I know that a lot of Hobbity loving folk out there can agree with me. There's one item in particular from the Lord of the Rings universe that I think we all equally yearn for. That would be Bilbo's patchwork robe. I thought since this fabric is kind of patchworky, it would make a really, really good cozy Hobbit robe. It's not going to be exactly like his, of course, but I'm not going for accuracy here. I'm going for coziness and using a piece of my fabric stash that's been sitting for far too long. And this coincidentally goes very well with a really exciting announcement I have, which I will tell you at the end of this video. So stick around because it's something very fun, and I hope you can be a part of it with me. Anyway, the first step to this project is, of course, taking apart the comforter, because there is this inner layer of very, very thick stuffing that we need to get rid of, and a back layer, of course, that's like this brown kind of silky fabric, and it's stitched together to make sure the comforter doesn't kind of like shift about. So the first step was seam ripping all of those little stitches that were keeping it secure together, and basically removing that top piece of fabric from the rest of the comforter. And my mom came over and helped me while we watched a ghost hunting show, which was very fun. Cats only want to be on something when you need it. So of course this blanket that was being ripped to shreds was suddenly Satin's favorite blanket, so she decided that she needed to lay in it once more. I unfortunately did have to kick her out of the blanket before we even started this project, so I guess she decided she needed one last hoorah in the blankie. Once we finally got it separated, that was step one complete. The next portion is, of course, cutting out the pattern. So this is the pattern in question. It's a simplicity pattern, and my mom actually used it to make a really, really cute coat out of a quilt she thrifted, and I thought this would work perfectly for a robe type of situation, so I'm gonna use the same exact pattern. Next step was laying the fabric out on my mom's kitchen floor.
The only bad thing about these, like, I wouldn't use them to cut out a pattern.
Yeah,
because they're not precise.
Crazy.
But you literally just...
Whoa!
It's like the easiest thing ever.
You push it forward?
Yep.
I'm using
So easy.
what is this called? It's called cordless scissors? That's crazy. Okay, we're cutting off the cording on the end because it is making the fabric kind of pucker in weird spots. I'm kind of scared. Oh, okay, I see. Wow, that was so much easier than using scissors. Wow. Yay! Now the weird corded edges that are fraying apart are off. Putting the patterns down and getting them all cut out. While I was doing this, I realized I was going to have a lot of extra fabric, and I thought, might as well just make a little vest. So I took a vest that I already have that I know fits me well. I got some brown paper and I traced out the shape of the vest onto it, leaving a seam allowance, and basically made my own pattern. So I actually am making two projects now. Okay, this is the back and the top collar and the pockets. Haven't worked on any of this yet, but the sleeves are lined. I only partially lined them so that when the cuff is rolled up, the red shows. I made a belt. And then I lined the collar of the front two pieces. Collar, right?
But I bet you were supposed to, oh, I don't know.
I feel like this is a typo. I feel like this is supposed to say cut one of the fabric and one of the lining, not interface. And then I think the other one is just interface.
Well, yeah? Patterns are hard.
I haven't used a pattern since I was in my high school sewing class.
Yes.
Like, this is the time.
Same, and I'm a lot older than you.
This is the time I'm gonna do it again, and then I'm gonna end up winging it anyway. Next on the agenda, collar that I'm winging, because the pattern makes no sense. And then attaching the shoulders, and we'll go from there. Okay. Considering it's been at least 8 years since I've used a pattern, I'm pretty happy with how it's coming out. Look at my cool shirt. It's from Cat Coven, which, by the way, I do have a code if you want it. Being a casual night really makes sewing more exciting. This next part was kind of tricky because, as you saw earlier, we were having a really hard time understanding the pattern when it came to this upper collar because I wasn't using an interfacing. So this is me winging it, and it turns out okay. My camera died after this, and I was locked in with ADHD hyperfocus. So after I had the sleeves all attached, I just went completely full send, and I finished up the entire robe. I'm surprised it only took a couple of days, considering I haven't used a pattern in so long, but yeah. Regardless, I'm really glad it's finished, and I'm super excited to show you how it turned out, so let's just see it. Well, I've completed my robe, and I really like how it turned out. I think, considering I made it out of an old tablecloth and a bed sheet in like 3 days, and I haven't used a pattern in 8 years, it came out pretty well. There's definitely some pieces that didn't like fully match up, but I made it work. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me make this. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I'm very excited to announce that I will be going to
the Brandywine Festival in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. This event takes place in October from the 7th to the 12th, and it's in a location with these green rolling hills and a river. There will be dancing, drinking, eating, and maybe some mysteries to solve. So if you're interested in coming to a LARP with me, the Kickstarter is live now and you can get your tickets. So I will have a link in the description. But yeah, it's time for me to eat my Hobbity meal. So I'll see you later.